The day my father stood up at my engagement party, pointed at me and called me a thief in front of everyone. I thought my life was over. I had no idea he was about to expose a secret that wasn't even mine. But what happened 3 weeks later made my entire family wish they had never opened their mouths. My name is Emily Carter, and until I was 29, I believed family loyalty meant staying quiet no matter how badly you were treated. I grew up in a small town outside Denver, Colorado. My father, Richard, owned a successful construction company. Everyone admired him. At church, he was generous. Around neighbors, he smiled constantly. Inside our home, however, reputation mattered more than love. My younger brother, Jason, was always considered the future of the family business. I was expected to help, stay invisible, and never question anything. After college, I became a financial analyst in Chicago. I built my own career and rarely asked my parents for anything. 5 years later, I met Ethan, a software engineer who respected my independence more than anyone ever had. When Ethan proposed, I honestly believed my family and I were finally moving toward a healthier relationship. I couldn't have been more wrong. My parents insisted on hosting our engagement party at their country club. Nearly 80 guests attended, including relatives, business partners, church friends, and people I barely recognized. Halfway through dinner, my father stood to give what everyone assumed would be a heartfelt toast. Instead, he looked directly at Ethan. "Before you marry Emily," he said, "you deserve to know she stole nearly $200,000 from our family business years ago. We covered it up to protect her." The room became completely silent. I watched people slowly turn toward me. Some whispered. Others simply stared. Then my mother added, "We forgave her because she's our daughter. But you should know the kind of person you're marrying." I didn't say a word. Ethan didn't either. Instead, he calmly reached into his jacket and squeezed my hand beneath the table. Because unlike everyone else in that room, he already knew the truth. 8 months earlier, I'd finally confessed everything. Not that I had stolen money, but that my brother had. When I worked briefly for my father's company after college, I discovered strange accounting records. Payments were disappearing through fake subcontractors. The signatures authorizing those transfers belonged to Jason. When I confronted him privately, he admitted he had developed a gambling addiction. He begged me not to tell Dad. He promised he'd repay everything. Instead, he convinced our parents that I had created the financial mess. They believed him because they wanted to. Their solution wasn't to call the police. It was to quietly remove me from the company, force me to sign a confidentiality agreement, and let Jason inherit the business. For years, I carried that humiliation alone. I moved away, started over, built my own life. The only evidence I kept was a small flash drive containing backup financial reports. I had copied before leaving. I never planned to use it, until my father decided to destroy my reputation publicly. The morning after the engagement party, Ethan contacted a forensic accounting firm. Not because he doubted me, because he believed the truth deserved proof. Over the next 3 weeks, investigators reconstructed every financial transaction from that period. They uncovered fake invoices, hidden accounts, deleted emails, security logs, bank transfers. Everything pointed to Jason. The final report exceeded 400 pages. Meanwhile, my parents doubled down. They called relatives. They contacted church leaders, even some of Ethan's family members. Received phone calls, warning them not to trust me. Several guests canceled their RSVP to our wedding. It hurt. But for the first time in my life, I refused to chase people who wanted to believe lies. Then something unexpected happened. Jason panicked. He learned investigators were reviewing old tax records. One night he called me. He cried. He apologized. Then he admitted something I never expected. "I thought Mom and Dad would tell the truth eventually," he whispered. "They said protecting the family business mattered more than protecting you." I asked one question. "Will you repeat that under oath?" After several seconds, he quietly answered, "Yes." Our wedding weekend arrived. Nearly 100 guests gathered at the reception hall after the ceremony. Everyone expected speeches. Instead, Ethan walked onto the stage holding a microphone. He thanked everyone for celebrating with us. Then he said there was something important our families deserved to hear. A large screen behind him lit up. The first slide displayed certified financial reports. The second showed email records. The third contained Jason's signed statement accepting full responsibility. Finally, Jason himself walked into the room. Every conversation stopped. He faced our parents, then turned toward everyone else. My sister never stole anything, he said. I did. My parents blamed Emily because they believed losing one child was easier than losing the company. No one moved. No one even picked up a fork. Jason continued. I spent years letting Emily carry my shame. I'm done hiding. My father tried grabbing the microphone. Security stopped him. My mother burst into tears. Several of my father's longtime business partners quietly stood and walked out. One by one, people realized they hadn't witnessed a family disagreement. They had witnessed years of manipulation. The following month, Jason cooperated with investigators, repaid what he legally could, and entered treatment for gambling addiction. My father's company lost several major contracts. Not because of revenge, because trust once broken is difficult to rebuild. As for Ethan and me, we left Chicago 2 years later and started a financial consulting firm focused on helping small businesses prevent internal fraud. Ironically, the worst chapter of my life became the reason I found my purpose. I haven't spoken to my parents in over 4 years. Some people still ask whether I miss them. I miss the parents I wished I'd had. Not the ones who chose appearances over honesty. Family isn't defined by who shares your last name. It's defined by who stands beside you when telling the truth becomes expensive. And sometimes, the people who save your future are the ones who simply refuse to let someone else rewrite your past.